how stats actually work. This is just going to be a simple breakdown of how stats actually work, and it is mostly geared towards people who are having issues understanding what stats or attributes go to which class and what they are really doing. I hope this explanation helps you, and if it doesn't, feel free to let me know. Simple breakdown. Stats in Atlyss can be a little confusing, so let's just go over a simple breakdown to start off. What stat levels up, which attributes, and so on. Strength. At first glance, putting points into strength only increases attack power by 1 point. But you can see every 4 points spent, it also increases our stamina by +1. Now, stamina is different from dex power, which I can see some people getting confused about when creating a bandit class or a fighter class. Stamina allows you to do things such as block, run, jump, and attack. If you are low on stamina and miss a parry, then your shield will likely break and you will take some damage. The actual attack power attribute is going to scale with your physical attack power or raw attack power from your weapon that is not your skill. The skill you are using should directly tell what it is scaling off of. 1 point into mind increases your magic power, which is going to scale off of your magic weapons or your magic spells. Every 2 points into mind increases your mana by 2 points. Every 1 point into dexterity is going to increase 3 things at once. Our dex power is going to increase by 1. Our physical critical attribute is going to increase by 0.03, and our magic critical is going to add a 0.02% to the attribute. Vitality is literally just your health bar. So basically, you're going to want to be leveling strength for your fighter class and probably a little bit of vitality, and your mind for your mystic class, and your dexterity for a class like a bandit. Now you can kind of mix and match these a little bit, but I wouldn't be going too crazy on like, oh, I need to put points into strength, mind, and dexterity because I want to use it all. In that case, you're just going to be putting yourself into a box, and you're going to end up not doing a whole lot of damage, and really not just a whole lot of anything. I would probably recommend just focusing on 1 or 2 things to level up, and maybe even just 1 at the most, and maybe just a little bit of vitality. Like maybe 80% strength and 20% vitality. And honestly, I just go all in on one skill. Like the couple times that I've gone through the game, I just dump points into whichever class that I'm going for. Like if I'm going a strength build to do more attack power, I'm going to go every point into strength. Enchantments and attributes. To put it simply, attributes can scale with gear and enchantments, so it is important to make sure you are rolling for the right enchantment on your gear to maximize the potential to have better stats and do more damage with your weapons or whatever it is you are trying to go for. I'll give you an example of what I mean by using my character. I'm wearing gear that fits a dexterity character build, more specifically the bandit. My gear is all enchanted with precise, which increases my bonus dex power as well as my bonus critical. As a bandit, I want to deal more critical damage and increase my dex power so that my damage output is not only more, but there is also more of a chance to do critical hit on the creep I'm doing damage to. I also focus on gear that increases my evasion. Evasion is an attribute that can be increased through getting gear that has the evasion buff on it. It can be further increased by using skills that enhance the evasion attribute. For example, with my gear on and no buffs activated, I have a 7.2% evasion, which is low. But if I were to use my buff skills, my evasion is temporarily increased to just over 38%, making my character harder to hit. It is important to pay attention to what skills are buffing or scaling with which attributes, and what armor you are wearing is doing to your attributes as well. There are some cool combinations of things to look out for when you start to really pay attention to all of these mechanics and how they work together. Just as I explained to you the bandit, the other classes will work in a similar way. Pay attention to your gear, your enchantments, and actually the stat you're leveling up as well. Now, like I said, this was just kind of a very brief explanation of how stats are actually working, and there are other things that do affect your attributes and how they work, and I think that there's a couple things that aren't fully implemented into the game yet that are also going to affect what's going on behind the scenes, such as like elemental damage at like some of the enemies. For like Colossus, for example, has earth like as an element type, and I'm not sure if that's actually affecting his damage output to the character, or if anything you're doing is doing something to him back, like as a weakness, like if you have fire or cold. I'm not sure how that's working yet, and I'm trying to figure that out, but as far as I can tell, it's not actually fully implemented into the game as of right now, but it's something that Kisef, or the developer of Atlyss, is currently working on. That is just kind of a simple breakdown of attributes and stats, and I hope that that helped you. If it didn't, I'm sorry, but if it did, leave a like, and I hope you're enjoying the game. So yeah, I'll see you next time.